Welcome back. As we mentioned, it's Women's Month. Miss SA Shudufhadzo Musida, we mentioned earlier on, has shown women around the country and around the world that they can do and be everything, from advocating about beauty, mental health issues and other things. She speaks to us about the powerful role that she's played in inspiring young women as well across the country as her reign comes to an end. Shudufhadzo Musida is Miss South Africa 2020 and she enjoys that. So thank you so much for speaking to us, Shudufhadzo.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so I want to start with something that you have spoken about many times. You've centered a lot of your messaging around mental health. So just reflecting on it, do you think that COVID-19 has been an unwitting gift to you, given all the mental health challenges it's brought to the fore?
It's very difficult for me to call COVID-19 a gift, but I do believe that I was made for such a time as this, because mental health is at the forefront of everything that's happening now. It's quite important for us to tell people that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to seek help, because sometimes we forget that we're living through a pandemic and we find ourselves trying to be more than what we can be, instead of focusing on the small victories and just trying to get by day and taking it day by day and just being kind to ourselves.
And I say unwitting gift because I'm talking about the opportunity that it's presented, because no more has a time been where people are actually realizing that they handle or fail to handle the same challenges that in past they probably would have thought somebody's being too weak, that it has highlighted areas that even when you don't realize it, that you actually are experiencing mental health challenges.
That is very true, because COVID-19 brought about anxiety about whether today or not I'm going to get the virus or not, or if a family member is okay, or if my loved ones are okay. So it has highlighted the importance of mental health, especially in our society, where before we could have spoken about it, but now that we're experiencing it as a global community, it's become a very topical issue and a very important one, especially in our path to social recovery.
So tell us about your journey, how much of it has brought into sharp focus then the role that women can play and what it means to lead, especially during these times.
I think it's taught me that anything is possible. A lot of people ask me, why do I want to have it all? Why do I think I can have it all? And I think it's possible because as women, we've always been undermined. We've always had certain roles that we can play in societies, but now we get a chance to create our own seat at the tables. We get a chance to create our own paths and create new narratives in our society that can change how we as a society view mental health and a range of other issues. So right now, I have a lot of people asking me why I think I can do it all, and that's because as a woman, the sky is the limit. Society has just chosen to tell us otherwise, but now it's time to debunk those narratives.
It's very interesting what you're saying, that people are actually asking us as women why we deserve agency when we actually do have agency, and all it takes is for us to claim it. So in Miss South Africa, the confines thereof, and as you say, there's the misperception that all you are then are beauty queens and you should relegate yourself within that box. How has it helped you push that message forward that women do have agency naturally, and this is how they can grab it?
I think I had never entered a pageant before in my life, so this was a learning curve for me, and getting to realize the power that it has, where it's an army of empowered women coming together to create new narratives. I think when I entered Miss South Africa, a lot of what I thought was, or what I thought Miss South Africa was all about was debunked, because it literally was about personal development and learning that when we come together as women, we are so much more powerful and we don't need to be divided in order to succeed. But if we come together, we create a whole new army of empowered women who have agency, who can change the narratives, who can do it all if they want to.
And it's interesting, as you say, debunking the myths. It also then goes to the issue of transformation and inclusivity. Are you seeing that within Miss South Africa? I mean, a lot of talk has been about when Zozibini won, the fact that she had remained in her short, beautiful Afrocentric hair, and there's the fact that there is a new Miss SA or that's competing this year, and that's somebody who's openly transgender, the contestant Lehlogonolo Machaba. Is there enough transformation and inclusivity happening within Miss SA and outside, in generally in South Africa?
I really think so, because I remember watching Miss South Africa a few years ago and thinking I could never enter a pageant like this, because when I was a model, people used to tell me that my body's unproportional because I've got curves, you know. And then this year, there's this whole new transformation where, yes, we've had Uzozbini with short hair, there's been me with bold hair, and now we can have all kinds of women enter Miss South Africa. I mean, Lehlogonolo is such an amazing woman, and for her to be able to enter and show us what's possible was actually quite amazing. So I think it's a thing of, it's one step at a time, but then the inclusivity is there. And I think it's also just us as a society not confining ourselves to what we think Miss South Africa should be like as well. I mean, the organization allows all types of women, all kinds of people to enter Miss South Africa, and I think that is the step in the right direction. But as a society as well, we need to change our narratives as to what a woman should be like, or what kind of woman can enter Miss South Africa, because the platform has been opened to everyone.
So then let's talk further about spreading your footprint. You are juggling the title of Miss SA, running an organization and graduating at the same time. How has this changed your perception of what it is to be a successful woman, to be a woman who will be also acceptable to somebody? And I know there are quite a few who are saying, wow, she's so beautiful. I wonder how I can dial in and ask if there's a possibility for me to be in her life.
I think the successes that I've had throughout this year has been that mindset that I've always had, that I can have it all if I want to. I've focused on my work, and I'm very proud of where I am. And I know a lot of people have questions, but right now my focus is on my work and just spreading my footprint even further. I'm also an author now. I'm releasing a book. Shudufhadzo Musida is coming out at the end of this month, released in 6 languages. And for me, my focus has been spreading and destigmatizing mental health and turning it from a taboo subject to one that's openly discussed in forums such as these.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing. So looking back, Miss SA, the intention you had for the role, do you believe you fulfilled it? Is there still more that you want to do that you'll continue to do?
I think I've fulfilled more than my wildest expectations, and there's still more that can be done, and there's still more that will be done. Like I said, I never limit myself or the dreams that I have. So when I achieve one, another one comes in, because the sky's the limit for all of us, especially as women. Right now, for me, it's just about changing the narratives about what a woman can be like. Yes, she can be beautiful, but yes, she can also be smart. But yes, she can also be talented. She can be creative. She can be all those things without having to limit herself to one role or what society thinks a woman should be like. And during my reign as Miss South Africa, I believe that I've achieved that, and I'll continue to do so even beyond my reign.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Wishing you all the best, and hope to see you again talking more about these issues. I'm just letting you know that from the studio crew here, that they would have loved for you to be here in studio in person so that they could admire you from close by. Thank you so much, Shudufhadzo. Shudufhadzo Musida is Miss South